Good day friends, my name is Bobby Phillips and I'm based here in Sydney. Today is the 301st video of my 365 days challenge, and today I'm going to bring in a clipping about how the Indian Crescent Society of Australia got together at the New South Wales Parliament to discuss interfaith support of the community and the system. So ladies and gentlemen, here it is. This invitation was provided to me by Abbas Raza Alvi, and it was an amazing array of speakers who came over and spoke about from different angles: Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Presbyterians, and Catholics, and like a lot of people. So and attended by equally very strong educated societies and members from different walks of life, media personalities, politicians, and you should I feel that this needs to be covered in a greater detail. I was glad to be there. I have taken short clippings during this moment which I'm presenting to you here. So a lot of politicians out there who listen to the different people speak out there. The speakers came over and spoke at length. Please listen to this conversation that I am presenting right now. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
To all of you, my name is Fasiuddin Khan. I am volunteering as Secretary of Indian Crescent Society of Australia. And on behalf of Indian Crescent Society of Australia, it is my privilege to welcome all of you in today's Interfaith program. Before we begin, I would like to invite and also request all the speakers to please come forward and take the seat at the front so that audience can see who gonna speak and they will have better idea.
Shalom, Sat Sri Akar, Warami. Great to be here and a pleasure and honor to introduce my close friend, someone who's been championing our relationship from a broader multicultural Indian community, but closely working with the First Nations and Indigenous community as well. So I'm pleased to introduce Susan Combs, who's also the director at Guy Maragall Group. Her company was established to create a new story of connection and well-being for all Australians with an aim to facilitate the voice of our elders in the contemporary social space, empower youth to realize the full potential there. Susan's ancestry is Woolwonga and Gurindji from the Northern Territory. She has extensive experience working with First Australian communities nationally and internationally with specific expertise in community consultation, empowerment and facilitation of voice and storytelling. Susan previously held the positions of executive producer at AIBC's Indigenous Programs Unit and head of production at NITV, a division of SBS. Today, Susan uses her expertise to work with mainstream organizations such as this, ICSOA, and all business councils as well, to really help that immersion, that inclusivity as well, and really recognize that where we are today positioned or where we live is a land owned by the First Nations Indigenous people and will always remain so. Susan is a part of a group known as the Stolen Generation, has lived through various experience of trauma associated, and also she's definitely creating that awareness as well and how we blend in as communities. And as people of multicultural background, we are strongly we strongly believe that our connection with First Nation and Indigenous people is of foremost importance, and hence we recognize, and we're pleased to have Susan with us, and she will acknowledge the country as well. Thank you, Susan, please.
And I wrote myself some notes because this is important. So I'd like to start by saying Warami, Nagaya Susan, Nagaya Grinjiwawunga, Gumada Biana, Gumada Waranga, Maramarong Tianaga Aniga, Maramarong Balia, Gadigal Guri Pemo. So what I said was, hello, I'm Susan, I'm Grinjiwawunga, so I'm from the Northern Territory. With deep honour and respect, I asked to speak to the male spirits, I asked to speak to the female spirits of this place where we are all today, where we live, work and play. And this is the homelands of the Gadigal people. So I would like to acknowledge other First Nations people who are attending today and all the different lands or nations that we live, work and play. I wish for an enlightened conversation that can strengthen our respect for each other and to build stronger communities and social cohesion. I want to thank Professor Dennis Foley for gifting me the words that I used in the acknowledgement of country. They are words of country from the other side of the harbour, the Marigal lands, where I live, and it is with great joy that I'm able to speak language that is connected to this land. And I want to thank Irfan Malik, my friend, for inviting me to come to speak. So we are spiritual beings, and we're having a human existence this lifetime. Fundamentally, we are social creatures, and we look to find our place and search for a sense of belonging within a society and the world in which we live. Being included and feeling included is something that most of us all aspire to, and it is something that we, as the original people of this place, practiced. Knowledge, there are many different truths. Like the uncomfortable truth of January 26 each year. As a nation, we are a maturing teenager, looking to respectfully bring cohesion to all of our narratives. So my question is, can we realistically achieve social cohesion when we are challenged each year by January 26 and all that it raises? The time now is about truth-telling of the history of this country that is known as Australia, built upon First Nations homelands. As I said at the beginning, I wish for an enlightened conversation, one that can strengthen our respect for each other to build stronger communities so no one is left behind. Thank you.